Alright guys, I'm gonna try and make a quick video here real quick. If this game looks weird, interesting, not interesting, familiar, or whatever to you guys, that's because this is a Monster Hunter game. And a couple things to note real quick. This isn't Chinese at the moment, which is unfortunate. There was an English patch out for this Monster Hunter Online game prior to, I want to say 2 or 3 months ago, but as of the game getting a little extra protection to its coding recently, it's now like kind of really hard to mess with the files. So the people who were custom patching it themselves kind of lost the ability to do that for the moment. So at the moment, if you want to play this game, you're gonna have to be able to either read Chinese, some Japanese, because I have heard that there's some kanji and various things in the game. So if you're fluent in Japanese, you should be able to pick up some stuff as well. But if not, you're just gonna have to go in and dive in a little bit and read up online and various things like that, which admittedly is unfortunate. And to be completely honest, without the English patch, I probably will take a long hiatus after I make this video from playing this game for a little while, which is super unfortunate because it actually seems like it was turning out to be a rather good Monster Hunter game. Sure, it's lacking some of the features from Monster Hunter 4U, and I'll mention that probably later, but um, the game itself is solid, you know, and being able to play it on your PC or on like an Xbox 360 controller is a really nice change. Oh boy. This is a really competent Monster Hunter game, which is a little bit more unfortunate actually that it's not in English fully. Because I mean, look at how pretty it is. Monster Hunter games never look this pretty, guys. In case you don't know that, they're always on the like 3DS. There was a couple on there was I think one on the Wii U, which was Monster Hunter 3. Um, and it's really nice to see the game really pretty. It's unfortunate I don't know what anything's saying, but I can tell you right now the game runs really well, even though technically I am on, you know, I'm living in America, and the game is running on Chinese servers, but it runs relatively flawless even when seeing, you know, other players online. I know that's not the case for everyone. I've heard some people saying in Europe it's a little iffy, which is weird to me that it would be better in America, but I don't know. I'm hoping this game gets an English patch, and if and when that happens, I'll tell you guys right now, you can expect me to review the game a little more at that time. But you know, if you really wanted the Monster Hunter Online game, again, I didn't mean to do that in his face. If you're really wanting that experience, you can go ahead and try this out. Otherwise, I would probably say wait a while. You know. All right, we killed it. Yeah. Otherwise, I'd probably say wait a little while. You know, like there's so much this game has to offer. But to be completely honest, if we're talking about purely content, the 3DS games do have more to offer. Um, they have more content in general. They have all the newer parts of the game because the Monster Hunter games quite often, when they have spin-offs, have exclusivity deals, and it seems like this one definitely has an exclusivity deal and is limited to kind of what is the first two generations of Monster Hunter games, as far as what monsters you'll see here. Which is kind of unfortunate because I actually really like the additions made in Monster Hunter 4U and in Generations. And you're not really going to find those here, so keep that in mind. I have no idea, like, for example, this right now, I have no idea what's going on. Um, I'm sure, there we go. I'm sure it was supposed to be something funny or explained, or maybe we're getting attacked by a horde of those things, but you don't really get to hear that, you know, because it's in a different language, and it's unfortunate. I hope this game does come to the West eventually. Monster Hunter games do tend to do relatively okay in the West. In fact, the more recent ones I think have done quite well, and I would hate to see this game not brought here. I can't recommend anyone to go out and play this until there's some fix for the English patch again. The English patch guys did mention that they're not technically quitting, they're going on hiatus, which is technically a different thing. Um, Functionally speaking, it's the same, but you know, hopefully that means that if someone figures out how to get into the game files again with a relatively easy access for people who want to patch their game, then maybe it'll work out okay. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys. I guess I can talk about a couple. I mean, there are plenty of good reviews out there if you really want a review of the game. I didn't really plan on doing that. I can tell you my general opinion real quick since I'm making this video anyways, and I want to keep playing. um, the game's good. Like as far as the fundamentals go, it's a good game. It's a good Monster Hunter game. It's very competent. The online system seems to run really nicely. The graphics are awesome. Hopefully, some of these assets will be reused for maybe an NX Monster Hunter game in the future. I'm hoping. That's just a little too wishful thinking, but I would love to see that. Um, the combat feels a little bit lacking if you've been playing a lot of Monster Hunter games recently, for the simple reason that, like I mentioned before, it is missing some of the assets that or some of the mechanics that the later games have. Um, I haven't engaged in any co-op play myself, but I do know it works really well. Um, these guys that you see me with right now, I do know for a fact they are AI. So don't think that that's part of the internet, but or part of the online. But I will tell you right now that the online does work well. I know this firsthand. I guess secondhand, because I haven't played it. I might do a little bit of that and show you guys at some point. I do not want to swing there, but not in this video. I mean, you can see players walking around online. Not that that's exactly the same as battling a monster at the same time, but I know that I can connect to other players from here, and like the chat, the world chat's been pretty active. Um, the controls on controllers seem to work really well, actually. If you're interested in using a controller, if this game ever comes out in America, gets an English patch again, or you don't care, it works really well. You can obviously customize the controls if you can figure out the language. Um, and the responses seem really nice. You can also use keyboard, which also works really nicely. If you don't want to use controller and you want to try out the keyboard commands, um, you have like a little MMO type setup for your items at the bottom, which is super nice. Cutscene. It's super nice because it allows a little more access to your items if you're playing on keyboard. It does give us somewhat of an advantage to switching over to keyboard, which might be a little more awkward for longtime players. The game doesn't seem to have a story, but it does have a lot of cutscenes, and the cutscenes look nice. As far as whether or not I think this is worth going out of your way to play, if you already have one of the 3DS games, I don't think so at the moment. It's unfortunate, and I don't think it's the case. And I know that even if you were able to play the thing perfectly fine, and you had like a new language patch came out, and you had the new language patch, I do know that there are very few actual monsters in this game. I think there's around 20, so it becomes a little bit repetitive at a certain point. So I would suggest picking up Generations if you haven't done that over this game. Even though this game is free and Generations is not. Um, Generations is a much more full package. Generations has a buttload of monsters. It is ridiculous. And, you know, you're going to have a great time with that game. The new styles and everything. Monster Hunter 4 makes this game seem like it's lacking a little bit of content. Generations takes a step further with all those new styles and everything. I really wish I could record 3DS games with a little bit easier of a time, so I could show you guys some of my Monster Hunter. I've been playing a lot of it. I've gotten up to like 60 or 50 hours of gameplay on 4U, and I plan on very soon getting Generations. I wish it was a little bit easier to record that kind of thing, guys. It's really not. I don't know if you know. You have to actually customize the 3DS, which involves either letting someone mess around with your current 3DS for like $300 or more, or buying a new 3DS, because I'm not gonna play on the old 3DS with Monster Hunter game because the camera controls and it's like $600. It's insane. You know, I'd end up paying more than a PS4 Pro for a 3DS that can record. So that's unfortunate. I'm really hoping the NX will have a Monster Hunter game, and I promise you guys right now, as long as I'm continuing to make content at the rate I am right now, when the NX comes out, and maybe even if I'm not, but I think I probably will, I will make a video on an NX Monster Hunter game any day. I love these games. They're great. I love the Great Sword. I love all the weapons, except a couple of them. And I will definitely come back to this game if it gets an English patch, and I'll definitely show you guys more if it gets an English patch. It's just a little bit hard. If you've played Monster Hunter before, you know some of the gathering quests and certain stuff like that is going to be really confusing if I can't read what's going on, especially sub-quests and just distinguishing capture versus hunt and stuff like that. You know, it's going to be a whole mess, and it's going to take me a lot of time that I'd rather just be playing my 3DS game on. I should mention really quick before we go, if you look at the top left corner of my screen, you'll see that there's a level there. Don't worry too much about that. I know that I was first like shitting bricks when I heard that a Monster Hunter game had a leveling system, and not in a good way, because that sounds disgusting to me. The whole great thing about these games is that you earn armor and weapons by slaying things, which makes you stronger. That's really the only way you get stronger, right? Everyone probably shares that concept of Monster Hunter. I'll also say that there are some kind of weapon art type things in this game. If you played Generations, there's a similar type of thing in this game, which is a cool add. I can't really dive into that too much, again, because of the language barrier, but I've seen other people do it. It's really cool. I'm probably going to end the video here, guys. I hate, this video I released on such a sour note because while installing the game, I didn't know that there was no English patch for the game currently available. And so unfortunately, this is about as deep as I will get for the moment. I might come back with some, after reading some online guides and then doing a little bit more, but there's only so far I'm going to go without having an English version, guys. And I seriously apologize for doing that. I spent a lot of time getting this running, and I want to at least get something out there. And if nothing else, maybe just to tell you guys that the Monster Hunter series is great. And that if you have a 3DS, you should definitely own one of them. I think as of right now, they're still on sale on the eShop. For like you can get 3 for like $10, I think. It might be 20, and then the 4U is $10 more than whatever that is. Definitely a good pickup, guys. I love these games. I know a lot of you guys probably do too if you've played them. I want this to be great, and it might take a while. I know I heard someone complaining about Blade and Soul taking years to come out in any English format at all. And hopefully we'll hear something soon. And if we do, I'll be there, guys, so don't worry about that. Thanks so much for watching. If you like Monster Hunter, you can comment in the description below. If you hate this video, if you like this video, whatever it is you gotta say, you can always comment whatever you want to do below. I don't like telling people to subscribe that often, because if you don't want to, you shouldn't have to. But do whatever you want to do, you know? Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.